the weather, the climate, you know, the humidity, how the ball is playing. So I think a lot of players are appreciating this. But all right, we are here. We are starting with our women's doubles. They're going to play to 25, win on their serve. We've got, for the Chicago Slice, Megan Fudge and Allison Harris playing against the barrier breaker women of Jill Braverman and Elise Jones. We got 1-0 now for the breakers.
1-0.
Good read from Megan Fudge there, seeing that Elise was trying to pull that line.
1-1.
Getting fired up, second point of the match. I love it.
Yeah.
That's what these team events are all about. Every point counts here in MLP.
Yep, rally scoring. We're also going to be playing 4 games, and if out of those 4 games it's tied, we will then have a dream breaker at the end. Nice, solid overhead from Elise Jones. She is small, but she is mighty.
She is. She's known on tour for putting her body on the line. She dives all court. That's the libero volleyball player in her.
Yep.
Got a couple of video tutorials online showing you how to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some diving action today.
I'm sure we will. All right. Big serve and big roar from Jill Braverman there. She is a high energy player. So is Elise. I think it's you know, I think they'll do a good job of feeding off of each other's energy.
Yeah, I think Jill yesterday we saw maybe the energy wasn't there. She wasn't really getting that loud, and I think she really thrives off that.
Right.
When she's really getting loud, getting energy up, you know, and her team feels that as well. She just plays better when that happens. Elise Jones also pretty reserved, but she's, you know, she's not afraid to let, you know, show some positivity to her partner. She's a great teammate. No pressure on her side. Oh, nice defense. Great hands.
Nice from Elise Jones there. That was a great point from all 4 ladies.
5-4.
We got 3 mothers here on the court.
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome to see. There's a lot of women on tour with kids, and it's so interesting to see, you know, how they balance it all. You know, they're playing and then they're taking care of the kids. I mean, you know, I'm busy enough with no kids. I don't know how they do it. All credit to them.
Yes.
Great put away there by Megan Fudge.
Yes.
Very smart, good setup, good speed on that first attacking ball, setting up that last one.
Yeah, I would say both of these women's teams kind of have that setter and spiker formation. You know, Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman would be your setter, like your spikers. They're looking to put balls away, be aggressive, and Elise Jones and Allison Harris are looking to set them up.
Yeah, Allison and Elise both kind of like the anchors on the team, just making a lot of balls, a lot of defense, and then Jill and Megan are
looking to create.
Yep. And I do like from each side, Allison and Elise, and you see it evolving more for right side players in the game. They're starting to get a little more offensive and creating more, opposed to just being passive and super defensive. So I love to see that. It's a great shot by Megan Fudge. Good hands, good touch.
Yes. All All right, we have Chicago Slice serving 8-6 against the Bay Area Breakers. That was a really nice point from the Bay Area Breakers. I liked that they kind of hit that dink towards the middle. Megan Fudge really loves her backhand. So kind of hitting that ball towards the middle to set them up and give them a chance to lean in and be aggressive on the next ball.
Yeah, Megan really developing. You're going to see, you know, using that backhand one-handed flick. She's super solid on that two-handed side. She's a great singles player, so she has really good drives at the baseline, but she's really developed that backhand flick really well, and I'm sure we're going to see that a lot more coming up.
Nice hands from Elise Jones. She's like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, she's able to get that ball down at Allison's feet somehow.
Yes.
Great hands by Megan Fudge, though. Ooh, little high by Allison there, but good save by Megan Fudge.
I liked the shot from Elise Jones. You know, I think Jill just wasn't quite ready for it.
Yeah.
Because it was high, and you know, I think she just wasn't expecting it. But
maybe she was expecting a better ball coming from making maybe harder.
Yes.
But it was a little awkward ball.
Right. Sometimes it's the awkward spots that catch players.
Yep.
All right, Chicago Slice pulling a little bit forward here with a 3-point lead at 11-8.
Ooh,
and
unlucky.
The net cord winner there for Chicago Slice.
Allison Harris doing a good job of using that line ball. She doesn't come over the top with topspin, but it's kind of like, it looks like she's going to go cross court. She kind of side spins it. It's really deceptive. I love it. We'll be switching sides here at 13. Fudge and Harris lead 12-8. Wow, great defense from Allison Harris. There's another shot down the line.
Yeah, she recognized that Braverman was very much coming over to Jones' side, trying to get.
We'll make it there. So you know, by October-ish, you wanna try to be in that top 6 and solidify your team to try to get some extra money and some bragging rights. So for anyone not knowing the scoring, if you win 3-0 in the match or 3-1, that's winning in regulation. That gets 3 points. And the losing team gets 0. If you make it to a dream breaker and lose, you get 1 point. And if you win, you get 2 points. So at minimum, you would like to make it to a dream breaker to at least get on the board for your team for those end of the year rankings.
Nice point there from the breakers. As you saw there, Elise using the offensive lob to help her team out, really getting the Chicago Slice women off that kitchen line. That's what we call the offensive lob.
Yep. Allison doing a good job in neutralizing that, getting around the ball and just hitting a nice drop.
All right, we have the Chicago Slice with a 4-point lead here. With rally scoring, you don't want that gap to get too big.
Yeah, you definitely gotta
keep it close.
You gotta try to stop that momentum if it's against you and keep it if it's with you. It's another good line ball by Allison Harris.
Yeah.
Nice and flat, but pretty straight on.
And our women's game here with the Chicago Slice against the Bay Area Breakers. Chicago Slice leading 15-11.
Here in this first match of the day. It's getting toasty out here. Bay Area's got to do a good job of stopping the momentum here. Try to stop the bleeding. Great ball movement from all 4 ladies on the court. Megan, I thought, did a really good job of moving the ball around, being ready. Allison as well, but great speed up there by Jill Braverman.
So Chicago Slice did a good job there, not doing too much, keeping it pretty simple, but keeping the barrier breaker women back. You know, as with this humidity, the ball is definitely a little bit softer.
Yeah,
so when
definitely
it comes
slower.
to hitting drops and resets, you definitely have to add a little bit more to it, because that ball is just not going to respond as much as if it was cooler conditions. Nice little speed up there from Elise Jones, right down the middle.
Yeah, you know, a little strategy I like. If you have both players up and you're both back, and the net players are just crushing the ball, a lot of people put a lot of pressure on oh, I got to hit a perfect third shot drop. I got to get it down. I got to sneak into the kitchen line. But you can just, if you're good at defense, you can just stay at that baseline and just grind until you get that right ball that you can hit a drop and close in on. Does not have to be perfect like most people make it. Another great defense by Allison Harris. Great ball movement. Wow.
From all 4 ladies.
The Slice just constantly moving that ball around. Allison with that kind of slide to the left side as a right side player, that's starting to become a lot more common. Being a little more offensive on that right side. I love to see it.
Nice ball from Elise Jones, getting it down to the feet of Allison Harris. That was a much needed point for the barrier breakers.
Yeah, inching their way back.
Now serving at 14-18.
Wow. Wow. Great drop shot and great get by Jill Braverman. Wow. That soft ball just really dying, but she got it there. It's really tough in this heat with this ball. The ball's super soft, and so you've seen it a couple times. If you get caught moving back and you're trying to defend, there's just not a lot coming off the paddle. You gotta give a little more on that ball to get it over the net. Great defense and counter by Megan Fudge. Really just, she's watching the ball well and just really sitting on that backhand.
Yeah, I
ball
think,
drops in.
Yeah, I think Elise thought that ball was going to sail a little bit. Again, you know, as
other
they keep
conditions,
playing,
maybe.
yes, as they keep playing, what ends up happening is it's getting hotter.
Right.
So the ball is actually also getting softer as they're playing these points. So
yeah,
they have to make those subtle adjustments in the moment.
We are playing with a plastic ball out here. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah. There's so many variables that go into playing, you know, pickleball, because there's so many things that can affect the ball.
You know, it's always interesting too.
All right, we got a little net cord. Luck for the barrier breakers. Jill is taking it. She needs it. She wants it. So she is not sorry.
I don't think you're ever really sorry if you hit a net cord, maybe out of respect, but
the only time I'm sorry is if it actually hits like the person in the face or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it kind of catches
anywhere
them.
else on the body is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm not too sorry. But if it hits them like too high up, then I'm like, okay, yes, I'm sorry for that.
You know, sometimes sometimes people do get hit and they're like, they get so mad and they're like, I mean, I just think it's part of it. I mean, people will tag me and I'm just like, hey, like, no worries. It's part of the game.
It is part of the game. The court is not that big, especially when
Yeah,
you're playing.
and sometimes if that's the only shot you can hit is center mass on someone, it's like sometimes you got to do it.
Nice point there. Yeah, you know, a lot of these players, you know, we come from tennis, and what's funny is in tennis, the shots away from our body we're actually more comfortable with than the shots coming right at our body.
Right.
So a lot of the time when people get hit, it's because the opponent was trying to jam them, because that is a harder shot to actually handle than away from the body.
Right.
So we don't take it too personal.
Yeah, especially in doubles tennis.
Yes.
You are getting drilled at the net
Yes.
sometimes. There's that speed up again from Allison Harris.
Nice.
Not afraid to let
ball.
Jill hear it. She is holding that ball well. It looks like she's gonna see Jill thinking it's coming to that forehand side, and Allison doing a great job of just holding that paddle down, pointed to the ground, waiting to the last second, showing that she's gonna maybe go cross court or middle.
And that is one of the responsibilities of that left side player.
Yep.
You know, the right side player has a slightly easier job when it comes to defending speed ups because they can shift to sit backhand.
Yep.
Where the left side player has to almost sit in the middle and be ready for forehands and backhands because they have to cover middle with their forehand and still be ready to cover line because Allison Harris, as showing today, doing a really good job of catching Jill down her line.
Yeah, it's tough because if Allison puts that paddle down and shows them, you know, shows her the face of the paddle, it's hard because Elise has still got to cover that cross-court dink, but she also has to cover the middle speed up.
Yeah.
So you just have to have good communication, and you have to know your partner. I think Jill maybe needs to start covering that line more and have Elise maybe
over.
shifting.
Yes.
And then if it does go cross-court dink, she's still probably able to get there. Oof, a little short there. You know, pickleball is like a game of chess. It's moving pieces around. It's angles. It's formations. It's
Changing strategies,
different plays that you have. Maybe pre-set up plays that you work on with your partner. Just
All
long.
right. A little run here for the Bay Area Breakers. I think they've won the last 2 or 3 now, much needed, and now they're 1 point away, 20-21 against the Chicago Slice.
Probably not. But yeah, you just got to be able to adapt in MLP, especially with the different partners you're playing with. There are some matchups that maybe you would never see in a PPA, and you're kind of just forced to jump into your team and really just adapt and be able to play with anyone. Nice little run here for the Breakers, bringing it back within 1.
Yes.
Trailing 21-22. Let's see if they can make it even here. Oh, that's a great lob.
Another great lob, yes.
That's a perfect time to do it. I think the best time to lob is probably if you could take that ball out of the air like Elise Jones did. You don't really want to do it off the bounce of a dink.
Oh, cannot miss thirds. Once we get to the end, we've got to make balls. We cannot be missing thirds. You don't want to give free points to your opponent.
Yeah, especially when you kind of make that little run back. You want to definitely minimize unforced errors in pickleball. A little high by Allison Harris there. And the Breakers bringing it all tied up here.
Nice
23
little
all.
misdirect there from Elise.
Yeah,
Not doing a lot with it, but just enough to get behind Megan Fudge.
Let's see if the Breakers can take their first lead of the match. Oh, wow. That's a great eye by Megan Fudge. Little high on Allison Harris, but she did a great job of just kind of defending that. Megan Fudge getting out of the way perfectly. We got a first game point here. for the Chicago Slice, 24-23. Oh. That's out, and they take it. They lost the lead, but they were able to squeak those last 2 points out, taking it 25-23, getting their yearly ranking to make it to playoffs in November.
All right, and we've got Chicago Slice to serve. With that first drive, sailing a little bit long. Good eye from the breakers. Definitely a quality that the top pros have is recognizing out balls and letting them go.
Yeah, some do it better than others, that's for sure. Some of the bigger guys maybe struggle a little bit because they're taller, they lean into the kitchen more. It's once you're committed, it's hard to kind of pull off of that.
It's something you almost have to kind of predetermine beforehand. You have to kind of take everything that's in consideration, kind of, you know, where they are on the court, how big is their swing, you know, based on shots they've hit previously, you're collecting all this data. And almost as they're about to hit it, that's how you determine whether you're going to let this go or not.
Right.
You can't, if you wait too long, it's almost too late, and it's hard to actually get out of the way at that point.
Right. I think it's just an experience thing. The more times you see it, the more instinct you'll have. That was always a big thing in tennis, especially doubles, is knowing when to let that ball go.
Yep. Barrier breakers now serving at 3-1. We have Martin Emmerich, the lefty on the court for the Chicago Slice. Not too many lefties, so having that dynamic always gives, you know, different strategies, different visuals, advantages, disadvantages. But it's definitely a different look for the opponents, having 2 forehands in the middle.
Yeah, 2 forehands in the middle is interesting because, you know, when you're speeding up, if you're speeding up line, they have the backhand counter. But on the other hand, if you go middle, there's 2 forehands. So it's definitely interesting dynamic. Good eye by Brennan Long. DJ definitely known for that shot. He's starting to use that forehand kind of side spin shot a lot.
Yes.
And I think DJ has always been known for that backhand flick. It's like an off-speed backhand flick that goes up, but it always drops in somehow.
Yes.
Definitely uses it more on the left side, and he's playing right side in this MLP format.
Yeah, the barrier breakers, I've noticed, have been switching the men back and forth between right and left. So I think it's a relatively new team. DJ was just added to the team. So I think they're still trying to figure out.
Find their rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah. That is the nice thing about a lefty-righty combo. There's no doubt that you know your role. There's kind of sometimes if you have that question in your mind of, oh, like, maybe I should play left. Maybe I should play right. When you're with a lefty, it's like, no, you're there.
Yes.
I'm on the left. You're on the right. We're good. And you just commit to it. You gotta adapt.
Yes. Nice backhand counter there from Colin Schick, getting it down to the feet of Brendan Long, keeping it short and simple.
6-5.
It's a great counter by Brendan Long. DJ kind of sneaking in. DJ doing a great job of letting that ball go in that middle and letting Colin Schick take it. But if you don't get that next ball perfect, you'll be eating it with that big overhead from Brendan Long. That's a great deceptive shot by DJ Young.
Yes, he saw Brendan creeping towards the middle a little bit, catching him down the line.
He did a good job of kind of turning his paddle diagonally to show that he's going to go cross court and just opening it up last second. Great deception. Wow. Oh my gosh. Great defense.
Way to
from the
keep one more ball in the court from the barrier breakers.
Calling shit, just showing his athleticism. DJ Young doing a great job of just anchoring
Keeping the
down
point
there.
alive, yeah.
Yeah, he anchored down there in that transition zone and gave Colin another chance to get that ball.
Great example of just making one more ball.
Martin wanting that one back. Great return. Just wide.
Pulling that back in a little bit too much across the body.
9-7.
Yeah, they're trying to hit drops, which I don't mind. Again, we're in softer, hotter conditions here, so the ball is a little bit softer. So I always tell people, if you're missing your drops or resets,
wow,
oh, what a great drive from Emmerich.
The bottom just completely fell out of that one.
That ball
Unreal
dipped.
spot.
9-9.
You were mentioning before, but
Yes.
can you reiterate what you mean by when the ball is soft,
Right. So
when it
the
is
ball
tougher to drop?
When the ball is soft, and you're trying to hit drops or resets, if you get the ball to the net, a lot of times I hear people say, "Oh, I hit it too soft." And realistically, you got it to the net, so the distance was correct. The only thing you didn't do was you hit it too low. You need to aim higher.
Yep. Exactly.
So,
kind of hit it, just use that space above the net.
Right.
It's different than tennis. Tennis, you want to keep the ball super low on the net. Pickleball, you
we
can
have that non-volley zone line, so they can't.
you can hit it as high. It's pretty crazy because you can hit it super high as long as it lands short. It's neutralizing your opponents.
Yes.
So you just want to get that ball over the net. Great answer
Yeah.
from Brendan Long, yelling, "Hit it!" Making a statement there at DJ Young. Chicago slice within one. We will be switching sides at 13. That's a great setup by Martin Emmerich. Great answer from Brendan Long. Not hitting that ball too hard, getting a lot of spin on that ball to make it drop. I think Schick was maybe thinking that ball's going to go in the middle. Great location from Brendan Long. See, like that ball right there, we were mentioning before. Right. It does not have to be perfect. If you're scrapping at the baseline, just get the ball over the net. No matter what you do. Annalie Waters is really great at that. She kind of does like a bunt drop. It's not a perfect slow one like maybe Ben Johns would do, but it's
nice
just like
turny there from Brendan Long.
And we are all tied up here, 12-12 here in this first men's doubles match. Switching sides at 13.
12-12.
It's a great job by Martin Emmerich just to slow that ball down, get it in the kitchen.
All right, we are going to the side switch with the Chicago Slice. Chicago Slice leading 13-12 against the Barrier Breakers.
Ooh, not quite there, not quite the angle. It's a good job by Martin Emmerich, just kind of pushing DJ out wide. He was maybe covering the middle a little bit too strong. Oh, tough break off the net. It was a great, I thought that was a great decision by Martin Emmerich. Kind of holding that ball, looking like he's gonna dink it. Got a lucky break off the net there. Chicago Slice lead 15-12. Bay Area's got to do a good job of maybe stopping the momentum here, stop the bleeding, and try to get something going for themselves.
That will help them.
Yep. That's the goal.
Yep.
Within 2 now.
Oh, another net cord going to the side of Chicago Slice.
Rather be lucky than good. If only you can do that every time on command. Gosh, another one, 3 in a row.
I think Brendan Long's out to prove you that he can do that
I
on command.
think he's trying to do it, honestly, at this point. Gosh, another net cord has set that ball up. Great hands from Martin Emmerich to kind of get that ball down. Great defense.
Really good control from Brendan Long on that little flick.
Very good.
He didn't hit it hard. Barrier breakers calling the timeout and hoping they can close this gap. Right now it's a 5-point gap. With rally scoring playing to 25, you don't want that point difference to be too big.
It's a great speed up again by Brendan Long. He's doing a good job of picking what balls to do that on.
Yes.
Good decision making. And it's just, I think it's just catching the Bay Area breakers. They're a little off right now. Gotta try to stop this momentum. First let cord not going their way.
Yeah. Brendan Long is one of those players that really likes going for his serve.
He does.
I was commentating matches yesterday, and I could hear him saying that he has to go for his serve because he feels like if he's not going for it, then everything else is tight.
The rest of his game follows. Yep.
Yeah, so he needs to keep going for his serve, is what he says. All right, much needed point for the barrier breakers.
Great job by DJ Young, kind of pushing Martin back. Martin kind of slid to the middle there. Got him deep on that right foot. It's a tough ball. Wow, great.
Nice point from Martin Emmerich there.
Great initiation. He kind of slid and sped up with that two-handed backhand, which you don't see that much from him. He's kind of more one-handed, but he was sitting there ready on that forehand side and just well done.
Again, nice little speed up, setting his partner up from Martin Emmerich.
Yeah,
with Brendan Long putting that final ball away.
And Chicago Slice doing a great job of being not only just patient, but kind of being they're initiating first, and it's paying off. And there's not a lot you can do if you're the breakers when they're kind of catching fire like they are right now. You just have to try to minimize it as much as possible.
Nice
Great ball.
Good lean in there from DJ Young.
Yeah, I think Bay Area is doing a great job of making balls, but I think if they can start initiating, pulling the trigger first, they might have to start seeing a little more success.
Good eye from DJ Young, giving Bay Area breakers a couple points here, trying to keep it close. as we get down to the end of this men's doubles.
I really like that drive from Colin Schick. Not only, I mean, it might have been going out, but good job from DJ of kind of sneaking in there, putting some pressure, forcing that error. It's not easy when you see someone charging in the net when you're trying to volley. Slice starting to inch away. Be playing first to 25. You have to win on your serve at 24 to close out the match.
Nice pressure from barrier breakers.
Yeah, great location by DJ Young. I think that's, if you can catch someone in the transition zone instead of hitting that hard ball to the person who's back, I think that's what you want.
18-22.
Oh, that's not what you want. That's tough. Definitely want to try to minimize those unforced errors, especially when you start creeping towards that 24 mark. But with this scoring, every point counts. You're never down and out. I'd say if you're within 7 or 8, you're still in it, and they are way closer than that. Within 5 now. 23-18 for Chicago Slice. Wow. That's in. Oh, just long. Unbelievable lob by Martin Emmerich. You don't see that often.
No, you don't.
Off the bounce, especially that close to the net. But
that was high pickleball IQ there.
My goodness, he just held that forever. And I think he saw Colin Schick leaning in.
Yes.
And if you're able to get it, would have been a little dangerous going to that forehand side, but great decision on going there on the backhand. Game point.
Game point here.
Great initiation there by Martin Emmerich to close out the match. Set it up perfectly to finish off with an overhead. Just catching Colin Schick right on that right hip.
Yeah, that gives Chicago Slice, Martin Emmerich and Megan Fudge for the Chicago Slice up against Colin Schick and Jill Braverman for the Barrier Breakers. This is a must-win here for the Barrier Breakers.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to be losing in regulation here. Get no points for their team for the end of the year ranking. Jill, fired up from the first point.
And I think she needs that. You know, I think she needs to be fired up.
Especially
she needs that high energy.
Being down 0-2, you gotta change something up. I'd like to see it. It's a good slide by Megan Fudge. Usually girls are playing the right side in mix, but with you have a lefty-righty combo, 2 forehands in the middle. She did a great job of sliding. Usually girls are so good at sliding to the right to hit their backhand. It's a great slide for the forehand. Sailing out, but very hard to let that ball go for Martin. He was already on it, already committed. I think Megan does a great job of, she has a really good slice dink, and I think she does a good job of kind of moving that ball around using that slice dink, but also she has the 2 hands.
Yes.
She can speed up off the bounce. She can speed up, with 2 hands out of the air if she wants. She's really developed her game nicely.
Yeah, and she's very comfortable on the left, so her playing with Martin is it's a good choice for the team because she loves playing that left side.
I'd say she's more comfortable on that left on the backhand dink for sure. She's able to kind of dictate and control the point better. It's a great serve by Martin.
Really good serve.
little risky, but he executed it perfectly right down the tee.
It's risky, but we're early on here in the game.
Yeah, you might as well.
With them serving at 3-2, this is the time to do it.
Yep. Kind of make a statement to your opponents. Martin, so good reaching in, initiating. I think he's hitting that ball perfect speed.
Yes.
He's not hitting that backhand flick for a winner, which a lot of people try to do. Just using it as a good setup, and then he's covering his forehand well to finish the point.
Again,
another great
nice
cross.
Forehand,
That's
yeah.
the benefit of having 2 forehands in the middle there. Not only is Megan hitting a forehand drive, but then you have Martin covering with a forehand as well. Very well executed there. Unlucky net cord there
Yes.
again.
Yeah, and mixed doubles, having that lefty guy play the right side with your female partner on the left definitely gives a different look for your opponents compared to the traditional both women on the right, both males players on the left.
Right, you have the 2 guys facing each other down the line. That always makes it interesting.
Yep.
It's a great reach by Colin Schick, but Megan just sitting on that perfectly, super relaxed.
Kept it really compact. She just kind of blocked volleyed
Yeah.
it back.
Perfect speed. Yeah, you know, going back to that mixed doubles talk, you know, when you have a lefty guy, it's sometimes hard to find a girl to play with you because a lot of the women are more comfortable on the right.
Yes.
But I think pickleball's kind of evolving, and people are starting to get good at everything, and kind of makes you a little more valuable if you can
Martin
play both sides.
taking over that point. Yes. I'm also noticing, actually, even just whether it's a lefty guy or not, I'm starting to notice mixed doubles teams try having their girl play the left and
Yep.
the guy play the right, just so that, because a lot of guys, when they go into mixed and they're in front of the girl, they feel more confident in pulling and doing
Right.
more things because the girl's in front of
Right.
them.
Great
So-
example is Mari Humberg and
Right.
Zane Navratil.
Exactly.
Zane's super good on the right, and Mari just thrives on the left as a left side lady.
So it does,
Amazing backhand flick.
right, so it does change that mindset of the guy, because now he realizes, well, with the guy in front of me, I can't pull or do the same combos I usually would do if the girl was in front of me.
Right.
So the game is definitely evolving. Oh, Martin's hands are just short, compact, and simple right now. He is just on that ball every point.
He's doing a great job of just anticipating and expecting the ball to come back. A lot of people get stuck
Yeah.
by hitting that first speed up ball, thinking it's going to be a winner, not thinking it's going to come back. I think the best players in the world on the women and men's side is you know, using that speed up as a setup shot, not a winner. I
Right.
think that's the biggest thing in pickleball. You see Anna Lee does that very well. I mean, it's like she speeds up every other ball, I
Yes.
feel like, but it's the perfect speed, and it's
She's ready for the next
yeah,
one.
you can't really do much if it's too slow.
Much needed point there for the barrier breakers, with them serving now at 4-9. With rally scoring playing to 25, every point counts, every point matters, so you don't want that point gap to get too big.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable
great
point from
point
both sides.
From all 4 players.
Gosh, I just didn't think that point was ever going to end. And Fudge doing a great job. And Martin as well. I mean, Colin Schick, their base is very well centered and balanced.
Yes.
And you see there, I mean, if all 4 players on the court are doing that, you're going to have some great hands battles at the net. Great point. little premature maybe, but I don't not like that.
I don't mind it with the score that they have.
Exactly.
You know,
I think
they
with
have some room to work with.
The 6-point lead, Megan's been hitting it well. You might as well kind of go for that if it's working. Just long for the Bay Area Breakers. And they lead by 6. 11-5 for the slice.
A little unfortunate Bay Area Breakers. I think Jill was trying to come over.
Yeah,
and that ball got away from her too much, leaving too much of an open court.
Kept tailing a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd say on that overhead, she should have maybe covered that line. That's probably one of the only 2 spots Martin could have hit it. It's probably really hard to hit that inside out. I think both players need to shift left there. Megan Fudge doing a great job of just moving that ball around. She's not really missing any dink.
We are back out of the timeout with Chicago Slice Megan Fudge to serve at 13-6.
Ooh, the ball was going out, but Martin says, why not? I'll take that.
Yeah, big forehand.
They extend their lead by 8. Chicago Slice starting to run away with it.
Nice move there from Colin Schick, really getting big in the middle. I would say that's probably one of the only or few disadvantages of having the 2 forehands in the middle. When you have fastballs or shots that look very tempting to attack, and you have 2 forehands in the heat of the moment, it's hard to know, which player should be taking that because they both have a forehand, they both want it. So sometimes they will clash paddles. And
when that ball's kind of faster and it's more of a reaction, you don't have time to communicate. Sometimes it gets a little tricky there in the middle. Great take by Martin Emmerich, but Colin Schick did a great job of recovering there and getting a paddle on it to counter. Great spot by Martin there going in the middle.
Yes.
Colin Schick just super athletic. He's kind of a taller guy, really good reach, but the guy can cover some court, I tell you what.
Very quick.
Jill Braverman as well, a little on the taller side. She's got some great reach in the middle and in the kitchen line.
Good eye there from the Bay Area Breakers, letting that go. Bringing this in within 5 points.
Bay Area Breakers starting to creep back here.
They're fighting. They want it. Trying to get a few points there, close that gap.
They went from kind of, losing most of those hands battles, and Martin Emmerich and Megan Fudge doing a great job of speeding up and initiating, but Colin Schick is answering nicely here. See if they can kind of bring this score within 2 or 3 here. Wow. Unreal defense from Martin Emmerich. He almost had that last one. He did a great job of kind of staying there, anchoring down. You know, when you notice, if you are getting pushed back, you are backing up. I'd say right before they're about to hit the ball, stop.
Yes, you get low.
You don't want to be moving backwards as you're trying to defend the ball. You can kind of stop, defend, and then keep going back after that.
Good point there for
Bay Area doing a great job of initiating now and kind of setting themselves up to be the aggressors and make that first move, setting up that, not the first speed up, but slice, leading overall 2-0 in this match. Their men and women both taking the doubles. Bay Area Breakers doing a great job of creeping back here. It was quite the deficit there for a little bit, but they are within 2 here, trailing 14-16.
I think Colin Schick has made a much better adjustment of being ready for that ball to keep coming back.
Yeah.
You know, his swings are getting
Anticipating
shorter, more compact, and he's understanding that he's got to keep going, keep making balls. Even if he thinks it's over, it's not over, and just, you know, have fast hands, be ready.
Also, I think it's a big timing thing, especially with this ball and the heat. It's a little hotter on court. It's about 90 degrees out here, but probably 10 degrees hotter on court. That's affecting the ball, your paddle, everything, and I think it's just timing. You're just kind of trying to find that rhythm and get used to the timing, and Colin Schick's done that well. Great job there by Martin, just taking that ball. Megan Fudge trusting him well to take that high forehand. I think that's when Martin Emmerich is most successful, is when he's initiating and he's got super fast hands. He's ready for that next ball.
Good job from Barrier Breakers keeping Chicago Slice back.
It's a good example of what we were talking about before. If you're stuck back at the baseline, your opponents are at the net, you don't have to make it perfect. You saw Megan Fudge hit 4 balls there. She's not trying to drop the ball, you know, in the kitchen. She's just trying to get that ball over the net, give themselves another opportunity until they have that perfect ball to hit a good drop. And then you can creep in and get to the net. Great job again by Martin Emmerich. That is just so good.
Yeah, really one of the big benefits of having that lefty forehand, because now he's able to do more, hit it to more spots that players that are righties that don't play against a lot of lefties just aren't used to those angles.
Yeah, you know, if you're on the right side speeding up to the middle, instead of having that backhand, now you have Martin Emmerich's forehand just sitting there ready to crush it. Colin Schick just doing everything he can, speeding up balls from every height. But just too good by the Slice. Wow, great playing. Chicago Slice take the lead 2016 with a 4-point lead.
Good spot there from Jill Braverman. Giving them another point. Trying to keep it close as we get down to the end here. We are playing to 25. You must win on your serve. This is game number 3. Barrier Breakers are hoping to take this game so that they're not down 0-3. Really good spot there from Colin Schick, finding Martin Emmerich's left hip and jamming him. Really nice speed up there from Martin as he saw Jill sitting on a forehand counter and he caught her. Probably, I think she guessed a little too early. Went to the forehand too early on that one. Nice short swings from Colin Schick there. Really good.
Both teams just taking turns,
Yes.
being the aggressors. That's really the game of pickleball. It's a game of, you know, defending when your opponents are catching fire, and then trying to produce your own aggression on your side and try to gain some momentum.
Yes, as I always say, I'm trying to hit unattackable balls until I can attack.
Exactly, exactly. You just try to neutralize your opponents as much as you can until you have the right shot to do something. Megan Fudge doing a great job with that backhand flick like we're talking about. She's really been working on that shot, and it's you know, she used to, I see her use that a lot in practice, but maybe not so much in a match.
Right.
But I think she's developed it nicely in a match and really confident with it now. Bay Area definitely wants to stop them here to try to give themselves a better chance, so they do not get to 24 to get a game point. That's a good start there for the Bay Area Breakers, bringing it within 2 now. Crucial next couple points. Great speed up by Martin, coming over well. Megan doing a good job of just kind of backing up, letting Martin take over. He's been doing a great job on that forehand side all match. Sometimes if your partner's catching fire, you just got to get out of the way, let them take over a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof, just off the tape.
Yeah, I think it looked like Colin added a little bit more spin to that ball, because once that ball bounced, it stayed really low and forced Megan to have to get even more under it.
Yeah, sometimes power doesn't always translate. Sometimes just putting that little extra spin is the way to go. That's a great deceptive shot by Megan. She held that perfectly, bagging Jill Braverman. Jill was sitting on that backhand, just got that perfect shot on that right shoulder. And we have Chicago Slice with the first game point in this mixed match, 24-21. Just
and
long.
That sails long from Colin Schick, giving Chicago Slice a 3-0 lead heading into your second mixed doubles game.
That means the Slice will take a regulation win. We're still going to play the 4th match, but that gives them a nice solid 3 points.
Grandstand, Chicago Slice playing against the Barrier Breakers. Chicago Slice leading 3-0 into our 4th and final game of mixed doubles. For the Chicago Slice, we have Brendan Long with Allison Harris. And for the Barrier Breakers, we have Elise Jones with DJ Young.
You know, what are you thinking here? You're down 0-3. You know, you're not in the points for your team for the end of the year. I mean,
well,
what are you thinking here?
Personally, when I step to the line, I'm always going to try my hardest no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it's a real game, practice, whatever, and that's me personally. But I think, you know, for this game, you use this to like work on your partnership, to work on things, different combo strategies to go forward.
Right.
Because even though this match might be over, you still have other matches for the rest of the season. And, you know, as a team, as a partnership, you know, there's things you want to work on, figure things out, communication, stuff like that. So I think this is the game you use that for both teams.
Yeah, and I think you still have a little confidence, a little pride maybe,
Right.
and also you have your individual standings that you wanna try to get as many wins under your belt individually as well, not only just for your team. I think both sides, you know, I don't think the nerves maybe will be there as much because it doesn't mean as much, but I think that makes for a great match when there's kind of no expectation from each side, and that can get dangerous and really exciting. Players kind of maybe playing a little looser, and that's and I think that's when, you know, players play the best anyways.
Chicago Slice serving here at 3-1. That's a really nice third shot, fifth shot combo from Chicago Slice, with Brendan Long hitting a really good job, and Allison Harris recognizing to move forward and apply pressure and doing a good job of keeping that backhand counter simple.
Great overhead there by Brendan Long.
That one worked.
Allison Harris laughing a little bit, saying, hey, you were on it.
Yeah.
Too good by Elise Jones.
I always say, you know, if it's working, you do it. And
Right.
you keep doing it as long as it's working, and as soon as it stops working twice, you got to change it up.
Yep.
Because now they've picked up on it, you know, they figured it out. Oh, wow.
Great lob by Elise Jones, but great answer from Brendan Long. Nice smooth drive there. I don't think DJ expecting that one.
I think it landed right on the line.
Yeah, that's too good.
Yeah.
It's a great move by DJ Young.
Yes.
Using that, wasn't quite a backhand, it's kind of a forehand grip, flipped over.
Tomahawk?
Yeah,
Is that
tomahawk.
what we call the tomahawk?
Yep.
Nice. Yes.
DJ uses that a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes if that ball is kind of on the left side of his head, maybe a little higher, you switch over and you're able to get some nice angle to the right. Not a lot of players are using it, but I think it's starting to become a little more prevalent.
Right. Yeah, in mixed doubles, you know, we have is a whole different kind of strategy, you know, because obviously you have the women trying to focus on hitting it to each other, but then the guys start creeping over, trying to apply pressure. So
Yep.
you do have to balance of, okay, dinking it to the woman, but then also trying to dink it behind the guy.
Right.
But the problem is a lot of these guys are very athletic. So if you don't put that straight ahead dink in the right spot, as you saw from there, DJ will earn you the ball.
Right, yep.
And they really make the court very small. So it is a delicate balance of, you know, dinking enough to the girl to get that guy to come over, and then finding the right balance of going behind him. And
Yeah, great
lot of
example.
strategy.
Great example would be Dekel Bar.
Yes.
He's big guy, big legs,
Yes.
long legs, and he comes over quite a bit. And so, you know, the better teams who are successful against him, I think, kind of will hit behind him.
yes.
And just keep him honest. You
Yeah.
you don't want people getting in a rhythm or getting too comfortable.
A missed drop there from the Chicago Slice gives Barrier Breakers 6, now serving at 6-8.
Ooh. Great finish there by Brendan Long.
Yeah.
Good Ernie. Great defense from DJ Young. Very scrappy point. Wow. Defense from Allison Harris. Wow.
Good point there for the Barrier Breakers with that lob setting up the play from Elise Jones. Allison did a good job of keeping the point and keeping that ball in play after the lob.
Yeah, great defense, great drops from the back, just super scrappy. Brendan Long screaming, I'm sorry, you worked so hard for that point. Chicago slice. Score is 7-9.
DJ Young showing a little frustration there, missing that drop.
Ooh, just low enough.
Just
low enough by Elise Jones.
Yes.
That's really the only thing you can do there if you are going to be going dinking line and someone is earning. The lower it is, the harder that shot is.
Yes.
You do not want to be popping that ball up, so good job by Elise Jones. Great answer there by DJ Young, getting that ball super low. Brendan Long unable to pick that one up. And Bay Area is within 2 now. Another great job of DJ getting that ball down. Elise Jones pumping him up.
Now it is Elise serving at 10-10 for the Bay Area Breakers.
I love Elise Jones's attitude.
Yes.
She's super positive, but she's super intense. Like, she will put her body on the line. She's known as the diver on the court.
Great competitor.
She used to be a volleyball player, the libero, so she's used to getting down on the ground.
Yeah.
But she's so positive, always picking her partner ups, and it just looks like she's having fun out there. Great drop from Brendan Long, just dropping right below the net there. Tough one for DJ Young. Be switching sides at 13.
Did not quite get enough on that lob.
Chicago Slice leading 3-0 in the overall match. They've already gained their regulation win, earning them 3 points to the end of the year rankings to try to make it to playoffs in November. Just another extra match here.
Big serve there from Brendan Long. He's one of those players, he likes going for his serve. He needs to go for it in order to feel good about the rest of his game, and that helps him feel loose and relaxed.
Yeah, before hitting it, he actually says, hit it, hit it. Kind of a little slogan he has for himself to amp that serve up. Bay Area Breakers within 3 now.
11, 14.
It's a great lob. Wow.
Nice point there from DJ Young. You saw a little glimpse of his creativity. Probably one of the more creative players out there.
For sure. He's capable of a lot. Great lob off the bounce, which is what you don't see that often. But great defense there from Allison Harris as well. Oh, that's too good by Brendan Long. He really kind of sped that one backhand up, and then he stayed there, expecting that next ball. That just takes a little extra time away from your opponents. Chicago Slice lead 15-12 here in this last game of the match.
Good call there from Brendan Long, telling his partner not to hit that ball.
Great speed on that forehand. It kind of looked like he was going to crush it, but he kind of laid off of it and just put some spin.
Yeah, sometimes
throwing.
the off-pace speed-ups work because opponents are expecting a harder ball, and it throws off their timing.
Yeah, DJ definitely expecting that ball to come faster.
Looked like Brendan Long there changed his mind a couple times.
Yeah.
It looked like I thought he wanted to speed up the ball.
Yeah.
And then maybe based on how Elise looked court position-wise, he decided to change his mind and ended up missing the shot.
13-16. Elise Jones lands right on the line. She calls it out, but she's like, oh no, that was in. Great sportsmanship there. And she wanted to will that ball out, but it wasn't quite there.
17-13.
And
Just
that net
off the net.
cord sails the ball wide, giving barrier breakers another point. Here, keeping it within 4.
14-17.
3.
It's really funny with the heat here and the ball. Like, you can hear it. You can hear how soft it is. It's not popping off the paddle as much as we're all used to hearing and feeling.
Right. And it's definitely an adjustment the players have to make, especially when you're having a day where it gets hotter as the day continues, which
It's
means
gonna
that
get
the
slower
ball,
and slower.
Yes, exactly. So you're making in-the-moment adjustments as the point is happening.
You kind of have to adjust everything, your drops, your drives, resets.
Oh, what a point from all 4 players. Really good point there.
I mean, I almost thought Elise Jones was going to put her body on the line like she always does, using that left
Lefty.
hand, able to get it over, but not quite able to recover. Wow, great. I like that lob from Brendan Long. And he kind of anchored down, stayed in there. A little unlucky off that, or a little lucky off the edge of his paddle.
Yeah. It looked like that ball got a little bit lower than DJ wanted it. So
Yeah,
he couldn't
he
quite snap the wrist.
kind of already loaded up and committed to that shot. It's hard to pull off. It's right in on the line. Tomahawk. Wow, great pickup. Unreal by Brendan Long. Goodness gracious.
Talk about just showing willpower there.
Just Allison Harris doing a great job of resetting from the back, just scrapping, just getting that ball in. And Brendan doing a great job of coming over and being the enforcer.
Yeah, that one-hand backhand punch volley that he hit was actually pretty impressive because it was high, awkward, and he got down in that corner. So good shot from him.
Chicago Slice starting to run away with it. Another great defense by Allison Harris. Wow, great ball by Brendan Long, but too good by Elise Jones.
Yeah, I think Chicago Slice is doing a really good job of making their opponents earn the point. They're just putting one more ball in play, you know, making their opponents hit one more shot, and really their barrier breakers are having to earn these points.
Yeah.
They're not giving them away for free.
Slice is definitely playing very well. Brandon Long was sitting on it, but
Elise is trying to pump up herself and her team here, trying to close this gap at 16 to 21.
yeah, it's never over in this scoring system. Every point counts. You're never down and out. Wow. Oh, Elise Jones. She is all over the court.
She wants it.
Jeez, forehand, backhand, forehand, getting dirty on the ground. Wow.
She is not going down without a fight. It was a good lob from Elise, but Allison did a good job of not giving the barrier breakers too offensive of a shot to work with. Elise not happy with herself on that attack out of the air. Missing it, giving Chicago Slice now a 23 to 17 lead.
Yeah, I don't mind that speed up. It just kind of the ball dropped a little bit lower than little lower than she had thought. She already kind of committed to it, and it's once you kind of commit, it's hard to pull off.
23 to 17.
I do like that she's trying to initiate though. Wow, great answer there by DJ Young. Good move by Brendan, but DJ did a great job of holding that forehand there.
Keeping it really short, just using the pace of his opponent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice move there from DJ Young.
Amazing. Great setup there by Elise Jones, dropping the ball perfectly, getting it right below the net, forcing Brendan Long to hit that ball up. And DJ recognized that nicely, making his move in the middle.
19-23.
Great work. Wow, that's in. And it's in. Oh man, great defense by Brendan Long. DJ Young absolutely nuking that overhead, but Brendan just got a paddle on it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, we have hotter conditions here, so it's really tough to put that ball away.
Yep.
It's going to slow down quite a bit, which is why we always say, hey, just get one more ball in play. You never know.
Yeah.
Because it's
You can't
tough.
win the point if the ball's going, you know, out or in the net.
Right.
Bay Area within 3 now. There it is. There's the initiation from Allison Harris, doing a great job of kind of sliding to the middle, taking that forehand, making sure she gives herself enough space to get some power on it. And Chicago Slice get their first game point of this game here in this last mixed match. Wow.
Good defense there from Allison Harris, giving her team the game point winner.